Welcome to Retire to Ride. These are our initial impressions of the Honda 700 Deauville NT700V. So let's take it for a ride. Here we are out on the open road in southern Spain on a road with lots of bends and curves. And the 700 Deauville, already I can feel it's very agile and very nimble. Our last bike was a much heavier and more powerful Honda ST1100. In comparison, the 700 Deauville is about 100 kilograms lighter. Though the 700 isn't a sports bike in any way, shape or form, it does handle the bends pretty good. "99% of the time, and as is the case here, I have a pillion on board. It's my wife, Brenda, who's the super executive camera operator. The handlebar to seat position for me is nigh on perfect, and the screen in the up position. The only thing that I find that I might have to change a bit is the seat to peg distance, which is a bit small. So I'm going to try one of those Air Rider seats just to bring me up by a couple of centimetres. So my height, I'm 179 centimetres tall, and somewhere between 89 and 90 kilograms in weight. Brenda on the back of the bike already finds it really easy to get on and to get off the bike, and she's a little bit shorter than me and a little bit lighter than me. It's definitely a tourer, not a sports bike, but it's surprisingly good, this bike. Remember, it's got shaft drive, integrated panniers, big fairing screen, fuel injection, and easily adjustable shock absorber. It's got all the bits that you really need. The mirrors also are just about in the perfect position for me. I haven't had to move them around at all. The ergonomics of the riding position put you upright on the bike, and it's a very comfortable place to be. Compared to our ST1100, it has a relatively short wheelbase, but that means it skips through the bends with ease, as you can see on this ride. The 680cc mildly tuned V-twin fuel-injected engine really suits this bike. The clocks on the bike are very clear and easy to read. I like them over the 650 Deauville, which we had previously, the old carbureted version of the bike. I think at the end of the video we'll do our history of Hondas since we came to Spain in 2018. But this 700 Deauville is a pretty good machine. I think it's a keeper for us. Obviously, if you're looking for something very powerful and more sporty, then this isn't the bike for you. But there's a horse for every cowboy, and if you want a budget, lightweight tourer that does commuting as well, then maybe this should be on your list. It has that air of Honda build quality about it too, and they're not really that expensive to buy. Brenda and I are in our mid-60s, and this bike suits all our requirements for long and short touring in Spain and Europe. Our Honda history in Spain started with the 650 Transalp, We did about 20,000 kilometers on this, but it's a bit tall, and Brenda was having trouble getting on and off the back of it. Nonetheless, it's a damn good bike. Really enjoyed riding it. Next up, we got a NT700X, and this didn't suit us at all, ergonomically in particular. The engine was amazing, very different, but we only did about 6,000 kilometers on this before we got rid of it. So only having done about 6,000 kilometers on that, we picked up this, the NT700V Deauville, and we did about 30,000 kilometers on this bike, touring around Spain. Enjoyed it very much. I actually regret getting rid of this bike, but at the same time, we managed to get hold of a ST1100 Pan-European, and we did 45,000 kilometers on this one, including a 4-month tour around bits of Europe. Anyway, back to the NT700V. That's more or less the end of our initial impressions, and I think at some time in the future we'll do a full review on this bike, and hopefully you'll come back and watch that too.